Right, we're back with another football video this week. Again, joined by Martin and Kieran. Good to have you on again, as per usual.
Thanks.
How did we get on last week?
I don't know about you two now, but I had my single up in the treble. But
I had Tranmere. They were losing, then they were winning, and the opposition even went down to 10 men, but unfortunately ended up drawing. So it wasn't a great showing, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Martin, you're letting the side down completely.
What?
You let the side down completely last week. I definitely took that winner in Doncaster. That worked well. Yeah, so this week I am starting with the mighty Spurs. Love them. Dale and Ali, two of them coming into form now. They're playing proper football, good attacking football. I hope Mourinho does not go back to the defensive stuff. It's completely not working. They have lost 5 of their last 6 league games, which is awful for a top 4 team. Dreadful. It makes them not a top 4 team, really, doesn't it? Burnley have only won 1 of their last 5, though, so they're not in good form either, let's be honest. But they're drawing games, unlike Tottenham. Yeah, I think if Spurs do play attacking football, they're going to win fairly comfortably. And they are 8-15 this week.
Yeah. Obviously, we're both Tottenham fans, and we're not a top 4 side at the moment. We were a top 2 side 3 months ago.
We were a top 1 side. We were top.
We were top, and then we never won again. I think we lack creativity in midfield, and if Bale and Dele were to get a bit of a run, it might help, especially if they're on form. Interestingly, Mourinho's never lost to Burnley as a manager in the Premiership. He's won 6 and drawn 4 of the 10 games. So the stats support the argument that Tottenham will win. Given their league positions, you have to say Tottenham are a better side than Burnley anyway, and you'd expect them to win. And at some point, they've got to turn the corner and start winning games again. And yeah, hopefully that's going to be this weekend.
Yeah, in that run of 6 games, like Tottenham did come up against the likes of Man City and Liverpool as well. And Liverpool were kind of wounded at that stage. And then they fought back, well, they're gone again. But say you just had no hope anyway. We knew say you were going to destroy Tottenham. We knew say you were going to destroy everyone. So back down this weekend too. Might as well. Yeah, but like you said there, Martin, Spurs really are a better team than Burnley. Well, they are on paper anyway. They've a higher caliber of player, I suppose. Yeah, so for me, Spurs are my shout this week. Kieran, what do you got for us?
So this week, I'm going to go for Leeds to beat Aston Villa on Saturday, or tomorrow even. But it's a tight game now. Definitely is a very, very tight game. Probably a dodgy one to pick, to be honest. As I say, it's not a lot of value in it either, price, I don't think. But I just something I'm going to go for. I have a hunch on it. I think Leeds need to make use of these games they have in hand on Villa now. So it's a big, massive, important game for them. So if they're going to kick on in any side, in any way to try and fight for Europe, they're going to have to win this game. So I think they're going to go out all guns blazing and go for this game. So hopefully, it comes up, hopefully anyway, if I'm picking them. So yeah, I'm going to go for Leeds anyway.
Yeah, Leeds, they're good. They're a good side, and they're attacking side, and they're good to watch. Yeah, if you want to watch a good game of football, go and watch Leeds play, and the same can be said for Villa as well. Really, they're both attacking sides, aren't they? They're going to concede goals, but they're going to score goals as well. And I think you're looking at that sort of game. You're looking at maybe a lot of goals. Because it's like a basketball match, isn't it? With those guys, you're going to concede 1, you're going to score 2, and then whatever's going to happen. Leeds, you'd probably say on paper again, as you said with Tottenham, Leeds are probably the better side of the two. Villa started the season well, so yeah, absolutely a good selection from the Premiership. I noticed you boys gone Premiership this week.
Yeah,
the top leagues.
Wouldn't be like us. I actually went for Chelsea last week. I thought I went for Doncaster.
Cardiff
yeah,
last week.
so you went for Cardiff, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice win.
It was,
I let us down immediately. First team on the fucking thing. That's the yearly kickoff curse anyway.
Never back off.
Yeah, never back the early kickoff. I've learned my lesson. Yeah, no, I do like Leeds. Bamford and Rafinha are just different class, aren't they?
Yeah, it's Ellen Road as well, home, so a little bit more.
Sorry.
That much now with no fans, but sure, something anyway, at least slight advantage, maybe.
Yeah, Bamford. A good point there, Ryan. Bamford. He came into this league this season. He was criticised a lot. Couldn't score in the Premiership. Scores a lot of goals in the Championship. Blah blah blah. He's done incredibly well, and he scored a lot of goals. He scored home. He scored away, and then he had a quiet period. But he's come back into form again. He started scoring again, and you know, if Leeds want to kick on, they need somebody like Bamford scoring goals for them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Bamford he believed in himself more than anyone else believed in him. And I think that's what's given him the edge. Because, Kieran, you probably know about this as well. Bamford has links to Ireland.
Yeah.
And Ireland have been trying to get him for so long now. And he's been putting it off and off and off before making a decision. He's like, oh, I haven't made up my mind yet. I'd say deep down he knew he was good enough for England.
Yeah.
And he is now proven that he is good enough for England. So he's definitely going to get a call up in the next squad.
Yeah, he's not going to play for Ireland, put it that way. He's definitely not.
And I feel that he believed in himself that he was good enough for England. I think that's what made him not choose Ireland, or not even risk choosing Ireland.
He put the tweet, someone tweeted him about, or something like that, and he must have had it in his mind, because I remember he retweeted it when he had a few goals in the Premier League. So obviously he had that in his back of his mind, saying that he wanted to prove this person wrong, whoever that was who tweeted about it, saying he won't be fit for the Premier League. So obviously that was, as you say, in the back of his mind. He knew he was good enough, and he proved he is really. Like, he's banging in goals. Like, he's actually top class striker. Like, he's unbelievable.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got moved to one of the bigger teams, to be honest. Not saying that Leeds aren't a big team, but like the team have a lot more money. Let's say like the likes of City or United. I think he'd fit in perfectly at one of them.
Who's Spurs?
Would he get in the
we're not a top side, but he could come sit on our bench. Absolutely.
Maybe Leeds are actually better than us. They could beat us now at this point in time. Martin, what do you got for us this week?
Okay, I'm going back to the old stomping ground of League One. And a few weeks ago we had Burton. We had a big discussion about Burton. I won't go over all that ground again. Burton actually won away at Northampton for me on that occasion. This week I'm going back to Burton again. They're away at Rochdale. Rochdale are 18th in the league. Burton are still bottom. However, if Burton was to win the game, they'd both be on the same number of points. So the fact there's 6 places between them in the league doesn't make any difference anymore. It's only 3 points. Okay. Now Rochdale have not won since the 15th of December. Any game. Okay. They beat Wigan 5-0 away, and in the same month they beat Plymouth 5-0 away. Right, and they've not won at home since October the 3rd, when they beat a fairly decent Fleetwood side at the time. Yeah, so they beat Fleetwood on the 3rd of October. That's their only home win this season. So Rochdale have won one game at home all season, and Burton are going to go there, having beaten Northampton, which we tipped last week or two weeks ago. They beat Charlton on Tuesday night, and they've picked up 9 points this month after also beating Hull. So they beat the team that's third, they beat the team that's eighth, they beat Northampton that at the time couldn't score any goals. So therefore 11-8 to beat a team that's only won one game at home all season has to be the value play, I think, for me. So yeah, Burton to win away at Rochdale. The only side thing to that is that Rochdale have only won one at home, but they've drawn 7. So they draw a lot of games. Yeah. But the fact that Burton could go level on points with them with a win, that has to be incentive for Burton. They're playing well. Jimmy's got them playing. They're coming off the back of beating Hull. So everything now looks value. I'll tell you this though: if you don't think Rochdale will win, if you don't think Burton will win at 11-8, then you have to look at Burton to be relegated in the outright market, okay? Because Burton, although they're bottom, they're even money to be relegated. And if they can't beat a team that's only won one game at home, that's only 3 points ahead of them, if you don't think that's going to happen, then go back the even money.
Yeah.
Because if they lose to Rochdale, they won't be evens anymore. They'll go odds on again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of got the choice there. If you think they're going to beat Rochdale, take the 11-8. If you don't think they're going to beat Rochdale, then take the even money that they get relegated. So it's like there's two ways to look at it. For me, going with the 11-8, I don't think they're going to get relegated. I think they'll be out of trouble. There's too many sides in and around that area, and Burton are the side that are picking points up. So yeah, Burton away.
Yeah, with that managerial change, it's really turned things around completely for them.
Completely.
And of course, Burton have a lovely yellow crest as well, so that's always an advantage.
So they've changed their entire team. Yeah, when Jimmy, like we said a couple of weeks ago, Jimmy came in. He's replaced, like he's brought 9 players. I counted 9 players he brought in. Now maybe they're not all playing, or maybe they are all playing. I don't know. I haven't gone through and looked at every single game they're playing, but they've completely changed the squad, or the look of the squad that they've got. So it's not the same team before Christmas that we've got after Christmas. And if they're going to go and beat the side that's third in the league, Hull City, they can certainly go to Rochdale and beat Rochdale and avoid relegation.
But then you have another point there. All the teams at the top end of League One are just not firing at all. None of them are hitting wins. One will hit a win and then it'll lose the next week. They'll go top.
Except for one.
Immediately lost. Lincoln.
There's one team. There's one team at the top that's winning every week. Peterborough. And they're the team that weren't winning. If you go and look at their results through October, November time, they get beat. They get beat at home. They were losing stupid games. All of a sudden, they've won 4 on the bounce, or 4 or 5 on the bounce. They're now top of the league with Lincoln, and I think they've got a couple of games in hand over Hull, and they can be out of sight. Lincoln and Peterborough can be out of sight of Hull by next Saturday. Because all these teams are now playing 3 times a week. They're playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. So in a week, you can lose 9 points. And you can see, you go look at the championship. Yeah, Norwich are 7 points clear of Brentford, when Brentford were leading the league a week and a half ago.
Yeah. How frustrating must it be for Peterborough to still be in League One?
Yeah.
Like, they've had brilliant sides down the past few years that are definitely championship level, without question.
Definitely.
But yet they just can't get through past League One. They
will this year. They're going to run. They'll be by the end of March. They'll be clear. They'll be gone. Yeah, they'll be like Norwich are now. Yeah, because all these sides, as you say, Lincoln, Hull, Portsmouth, they all look like they were going to kick on. They were going to go on a run. They were going to win loads of games, and then all of a sudden they start losing. Our friends Doncaster, yeah, they're winning every week. Then they lose 2 or 3 in a row, and all of a sudden they're pushed back. Portsmouth either win by 1 goal or they get beat when they're not supposed to get beat. The other side actually that's doing quite well is Sunderland. They're another side that's come back into the picture. I don't think they're close enough to get into the top 2, but they weren't even in the playoff picture a month ago, and they've kicked back on and they've come back up again. And it's a weird
interesting stat about Sunderland. One of the players, Ian McGeady, he didn't play a game before Christmas or something, and now he's the top assist player in the league.
Yeah.
And since Christmas or since January, he's played 6-7 games, and he already has the most assists in the whole league.
Shame he can't do that for Ireland.
No. Will he get called up again? We could use him.
Oh yeah, sure. Could do that now at this stage.
Call you up.
Do the job.
but also short jerseys are behind you and you'll be grand.
You flying.
Yeah, so that's the treble then. So it's Burton, Leeds, Tottenham.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good luck.
That's That sounds
Red
dodgy.
treble. That sounds dodgy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right, we'll go on to a value of the week. I'm going for a European double. Juventus on Saturday to beat Verona, and Atletico Madrid on Sunday to beat Villarreal. That double is 11-4, and I think that's massive because Juventus are flying again. They're starting to hit form again in the league, and Atletico are obviously, in fairness to them, they were unlucky against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And they're still top of La Liga, and 29-20 for them in a single alone looks huge. But 11-4 for that double looks brilliant.
Yeah. Definitely. That's not bad at all.
Or what's your
knowledge? As always, Ryan, when you go abroad, you know your stuff. Yeah. Obviously, Atletico, they desperately want to. Obviously, they want to win the Champions League, but they desperately want to win that La Liga. Yeah. To put Barcelona and Madrid in their place would be, a fantastic achievement. And I'm going to guess, I don't know, but I'm going to guess actually for a lot of the Atletico fans to win that league would be as important as winning the Champions League, because you're beating the Real, beating Barcelona.
Deep down, every team wants to win the Champions League, though, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you do.
I see what he means.
I know Atletico Madrid aren't going to win the Champions League.
In Spain, it's like the Liverpool thing, right? It's like the Liverpool thing in England, right? They went and won the Champions League, but they haven't won the Premier League.
Yeah, they wanted to win the league.
They had to win the Premier League, because everyone was like, you haven't won the Premier, you haven't won the top league in England for 30 years. Yeah, you won the Champions League, so what? You haven't won the Premier League, and that hurt them, especially from the Man United fans.
Yeah.
You beat Tottenham in a Champions League final. Tottenham haven't won a trophy in God knows how. Well, 2018 Audi Cup we were kind of, by the way. That's a huge trophy. Don't forget that. But yeah,
fine life. I thought in that game. In fairness, like.
What?
Wait, what?
What'd you say?
Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking something else. Don't mind me.
Yeah, no, but like I said, though, Martin, they probably do want to win the league, and if they're going to win the league, they're going to win it this year, because Barcelona and Real Madrid are not firing.
Yeah,
they're completely off form, whatever the hell is going on. Both, I think, are actually struggling financially, from what I heard, which is massively good for over there. But then it's that to do with the fans not being in the stadium.
Yeah, of course it is. It's weird times, isn't it? You look at the English leagues. There's more away wins than there are home wins.
Yeah,
that tells you that's fans. Yeah,
you mentioned there Rochdale have only won one game at home. Yeah. How different could that have been if they had the stadium packed out every week? They'd surely pick up a few more wins.
Of course they would. Of course, are you seriously going to tell? I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan. Are you going to tell me that Liverpool went 3 years unbeaten at home, and it's no coincidence that they've lost the last 3 games at home because the fans are not. They're not playing well. But I'm sorry, there's no way that even when Liverpool are not playing well, do they lose 3 games at home in a row if they've got 40,000, 50,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah, and to lose to your biggest rival in Everton at home.
Yeah.
That's without the fans there. That is, I know it's probably less for Everton, but it's not really, because Everton wanted that win so badly, and the fans definitely good about it. But
and you apply that to the new camp, right? I've been to the new camp when it's empty. I've never been there when it's full, but I have been there when it's empty, and it is enormous. This place is absolutely enormous. To imagine 90,000 or however many Barcelona fans there are versus the opposition for every single home game, and it will be the same at the Bernabeu as well. the pressure on the opposition in those stadia must be absolutely huge. In the same way, it's Celtic and Rangers. Yeah. Again, all right, Celtic and Rangers are still the top two, but any side, you can't tell me that Ross County beat Celtic the other day and they would have beaten them if there were crowds in those stadiums. Because the atmosphere is different and the pressure is completely different.
I think crowds are playing a lot into it though, because the likes of Liverpool, you said, they're an absolute fortress when they have a full crowd. Barcelona are the same, Real Madrid are the same, Celtic are the same, even Bayern Munich in Germany, same with Dortmund. They're throwing off some wacky results at home as well. Like,
yeah, they are actually. Yeah. Was it Frank at them there, wasn't it, the other week?
Yeah, exactly. And Martin, I did say to you there the other week that Bayern are playing absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that was the next week then they lost to Frankfurt. But still, it's at home. They shouldn't be losing to bottom place team in the Bundesliga.
Exactly. And go back and look through the stats and see how many times they've lost to the bottom side in the Bundesliga over the last 20 years at home.
Very few.
Yeah.
Probably never.
Yeah, exactly. And that can only be for one reason.
Yeah, fans.
Yeah. It's football with fans. It's nothing like it's a major part to it. Like there's no getting away from that. It's impacted every team, I think, in some way. The fans make the atmosphere, as you say, Martin, the pressure the players even feel playing at home, like they want to please the fans they're playing in front of. Like it's a different ball game when there's no fans.
Yeah.
Kieran, what's your value bet?
Value bet.
Yeah.
I went for double as well. I think it's a bit of value. It's probably a bit mad, but I do think there's a bit of value in it. I did one for a Manchester double now, resulting both teams to score for City and United. Like I think there's goals in both of them games, definitely. I can see West Ham scoring, I can see Chelsea definitely scoring against United, I can see the two opposites obviously scoring too and beating them. So I think they're going to be two great games, I think, well, hopefully anyway. And I think United are a great price, more so than City now. United are 11-2 to beat Chelsea with both teams to score and result. And then City are 2-1 to beat West Ham with both teams to score. So come together, I think it's about 18.5 to 1. So it's a good bet, I think. I think it's a decent wee bet for bringing you over to the weekend as well, 2 days, if you're lucky enough for the first one. But I think it's actually good value, to be honest. Now, I was surprised because I was looking through little things to look at. And I was going to do this both to win initially, but then I was like, geez, I must see what they are to actually result both teams score, because there seemed like games to me that there will be goals in. So I just went to check the price, and I was surprised now with the two prices, to be honest. So I just went for that. So I think it's a decent wee double now. I'd be definitely doing it myself anyway for a bit of interest.
I think definitely the City one is guaranteed.
Yeah.
I was actually tempted to pick Chelsea over Tottenham in my main selection. So I can't fully agree with you.
You can't say much then. I think United are the price as well, though. I think even just to win, I think they're about 12-5 just to win. Not a bad price at all. United are playing well in fairness to them. Like, I know it's a very boring game.
Why I was siding with Chelsea is because United are missing Pogba. Cavani is apparently not going to play either. So I think Van de Beek's out as well. There's another one, McTominay, I think could be out as well.
Right.
So they were missing a good few players that kind of made me side a lot more with Chelsea.
Yeah, let's go back and change this.
But go back to the earlier discussion about away teams winning games of football, and Man United have won more games away than they have at home. And they've struggled at home again. It'll be a fan thing. So the argument for the Man United bet will be the fact they're away, and you go and look at their form away. They've got really great form away. The argument for Chelsea, of course, is new manager. They're playing well. They're scoring goals. They've got the front best foot forward, and Man United may be missing a few players from their starting lineup. So I don't know which way I'd go. I'd stay out of that one. But you can bet your life. Both teams will probably score.
Yeah, that's what you think. Yeah,
at least.
There's goals in them two games anyway. Definitely goals.
Oh, 100%. And the way that West Ham are playing,
Yeah, playing brilliant.
I wouldn't completely write them off.
No, I wouldn't even myself now, to be honest. Like
I
that, you're score.
maybe wouldn't say they'd beat City, but I'd say they could be there for a draw.
Yeah, I think City.
Yeah.
City very short price just to win. I think they're about 1-4, which is no value in that whatsoever. Right?
No.
I think there's no value in that because it's not a sure thing that game. As you say, West Ham, if they come out and perform, might rob something, might get a point off them. Even you never know.
At
We all
some
know what
point-
West Ham are like.
At some point, City have to draw or lose a game. They can't.
Yeah,
they
can't keep going. That's it as
right?
well.
And it's kind of like blackjack. Yeah, you're waiting for the right hand to bet big. Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point, Man City will not win a game of football, and that's the time when you need to be going big. And I don't know when it will be. West Ham are a good candidate. Yeah, they came off the Tottenham game last week. They played well against Tottenham. He didn't have to play well against Tottenham, but they played well against Tottenham. I think they played quite well against Liverpool. They've done quite well against the top sides. Man City still seem, in my mind, to be a step ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess you're banking on Antonio to score a goal early on to get both teams to score thing. Because if Man City get 2 or 3 up in the first 20 minutes, then it's kind of gone, and it'll be 4 or 5-0, won't it? Because they'll just
unless City just sit back and are just like, right, we have this game won, and then West Ham go and just score.
They've done that the other week, didn't they? Who was it they played when they bet 1-0? I can't remember who it was against, but they seemed to score 1 goal and they sat back and they were happy enough with that 1 goal. Nearly, it seemed to me, because they never went forward really much more. They just kept possession and did much more attacking wise. I can't remember exactly who it was against now for the life of me, but I just remember watching the game thinking, Jesus, these boys are just so happy with this. They're not doing much more. So you never know.
Mourinho does it.
Oh, he does big time. Yeah.
Mourinho's an expert at doing it.
Only we concede.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why he consistently plays Dyer and Sanchez. They are not a good combination.
No, I don't think so. Definitely.
I'm not even going to talk about Mourinho because it's just, he annoys me. Martin, what's your value bet?
My value bet is Watford and Bournemouth to both score and for Watford to win the game, and that's 9-2. You've got 2 sides scrapping for their lives. You've got Watford, who are level on points with Brentford for that second spot, because I think Norwich are gone. I think Norwich win the league. So there's the second place. Norwich. So you've got Brentford and Watford both on the same points. Therefore, Watford need to win every single game they can, obviously. And Bournemouth were a top 6 side. They started losing. Manager left. They lost some more. Cardiff started winning. Barnsley started winning. Bournemouth are now on the same points as Cardiff, but Cardiff are now in the top 6. And last week we actually said to look at Cardiff to finish top 6 at 7-2. They're now 11-8 to finish top 6. Bournemouth are now 7th. They need to win, so they're going to be coming out. They want to score goals. If you go back and look on the profile of these sides, both these sides score goals every week. Yeah, or invariably. There's a couple of games where they don't, but in the main, both teams will score most weeks. Therefore, I think they'll both score. They'll both be attacking. They're both coming out. I think Watford will edge it. I think Watford will beat Bournemouth, and therefore I think 9-2 is great value.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. We move on anyway. Anything in the news at all?
I'm not even going to talk about cricket, Ryan.
Yeah,
let's
not talk about cricket this week.
We had a 5-day test match that lasted 2 days.
Oh, that's
So
what
that says it all, isn't it?
We had the draw for the Europa Cup earlier today.
AC Milan and Man United.
AC Milan and Man United should be a good game. Hopefully,
For any other big ones, I think Shakhtar and Roma.
Yeah,
that's probably the other big one. Olympiacos and Arsenal, and then Tottenham got probably the most favourable draw out of the whole Europa League. Dynamo Zagreb.
Yeah.
So,
The way you're playing.
Huh?
Wait.
Yeah, well, that's put your bank on fucking Dynamo Zagreb to beat us. At least one leg, anyway.
It'd be typical. It'd be absolutely typical.
Yeah, that'd be the last straw from Rachel. Yeah, is that everything in the news then? NBA All Stars came out this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kieran, you're a basketball fan.
I am. Yeah, I haven't watched much more of it recently since now in a while, but I was big into it there a couple of months ago. But I kind of got off for a wee bit. What's the also? What's it like?
Yeah, it's not bad. There's not really many surprises in it. Can you guess any that might have got into it?
What's it?
Can you guess any that might have got into it?
Oh, your man. What's his name? The big tall fella who's always dunking. I can't even think of his name now.
That's half the NBA, Kieran.
I know you know what it's Djokovic or something. I can't
What?
think. I can't. But I don't. Can't think of his name now. It's on the tip of my tongue. Is it like Djokovic or something or
Doncic.
Doncic? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Is he in it?
Yeah, he is it.
He was one of call me out most now, to be honest. But
Yeah, and he's only 21 as well. He's the complete future of the NBA.
yeah,
He's completely lethal. He's Slovenian.
Yeah,
Like,
that's I knew he was like Eastern European. I couldn't remember him there.
He's not in the best team, but he's turning them into the best team.
That he's working.
Yeah,
with them,
yeah. He's
Yeah.
turning them into one of the best teams in the NBA single-handedly.
It's a different gravy. He will, as you say, he's only 21. Like, and
Yeah.
it's
Like, at this stage, he's on tracks to be as good as Michael Jordan in the records and the stats and everything. He's doing the exact same things Michael Jordan's done. So,
statement though.
yeah, let's say in 2-3 years, if he carries on as that, he's going to be as big as LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, that's a lot more fair there now.
Yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, that's really all the news, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll move on to what has been absolutely always successful. Never have we ever lost on this. The 1 to 100. Yeah, look, we just can't pick a winner in this at all, no matter what we do. I had one and then it just flopped from there. I'm just going to take another punt. I'm going for Neil Mackay in the Brighton. What is that? There's a fly. Something just flew in front of my face. I'm going for Neil Mackay in the Brighton game for first goal scorer at 10-3 against West Brom. I'm just going to take that.
Lovely.
Because, look, anything else I've got, I'm probably going to lose anyway, so might as well.
Yeah.
Martin, what do you got?
I'm going to go for a bit of a punt. I'm going to take Accrington Stanley to beat Fleetwood at 9-4. Right, it's a massive price, and yet Fleetwood can't do anything at the moment. They Joey Barton left. Simon Grayson's come in. When he came in, they were 9 points from making the playoffs. They're now 13 points from making the playoffs, so they're going in the wrong direction. They're not playing well. They're not scoring goals. Accrington are still 7th in the league. So you've got a team 7th in the league playing a team 16th in the league, and the away team's 9-4. And again, I go back to teams winning away from home. It seems like an absolutely massive price. And really, on this 1 to 100, I've got nothing to lose. So why not?
Exactly.
However, I did look this up as well. Fleetwood are 33-1 to be relegated, right? In previous years, you need 50 points to stay up, or no, 50 points and less have gone down actually. Yeah. So if you've had 50 points, you've been relegated from League One, and Fleetwood are on 36 points. So they need another 15 points. They need to win 5 more games in the remainder of the season to stay up, if you look at it that way. And 33-1 for them to win 5 games seems like quite good value, actually. Maybe it doesn't come off. Maybe there's worse teams, and therefore the 50-point thing won't come into it. But you look further down the league. Wimbledon have never been relegated, ever. Obviously, because they were reformed. And
Yeah.
they came up through the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've never been relegated. Rochdale have only been relegated once in their entire history, purely because they don't get promoted either. Yeah. So it's a weird thing. I think Rochdale had the longest record of not winning a trophy or being promoted or something like that years ago. I might be doing them injustice, but there's some sort of stat. So Rochdale don't get relegated. Wimbledon don't get relegated. Burton don't look like they're going to be relegated. So there's places to be had for teams above that might fall in. And it's very easy to sit here and go, yeah, we'll back Northampton at 2-9 to be relegated or whatever price they happen to be. But to look at someone like Fleetwood at 33-1, yeah, I'm not saying they're going to get relegated, but it is a price of interest that you sort of look at and you go, oh, that might happen. I wonder what will happen. And it might be something to keep an eye on. If they start to fall a little bit further, obviously the price will shorten a bit, but maybe then's the time to get on board. But yeah, for the 1 to 100, Accrington Stanley 9-4 to beat Fleetwood.
Nice.
Yep. Kieran, what you got?
Yes. So yeah, I'm going for a short enough price again. Trying to get one win at least on the board for this. Again, I thought I had it last week, but it wasn't to be. I switched now at the last minute. I was going to put this in for the treble, but I thought this was more of a short thing, so I was being greedy. I wanted to get my own 1 to 100 going. But I'm going to go for Barnsley to beat Millwall for that one there. Now Barnsley, I think, are flying at this stage now. They're really, really hitting their form. Won the last 4 in a row in the league. And as I said, Millwall are doing all right as well, but as Martin, you're saying to me, they're drawing a lot of games, so it could be dodgy in that sense. But I think Barnsley will beat them. I do think so, and they're really, really kicking on now. And I hope to beat them, to be honest. Now I'd love to see them back up. In some stage, it's been long time since they've been in Premier now, but I'd love to see them back in it. And yeah, I do think they'll beat them. I think it's 11-10 as well, short enough price as I said. But yeah, go for that. Hopefully, a winner finally in this. Hopefully.
That'll
Do we
be
get
the day.
if any of us win?
Yeah, you got a bigger pot next week.
Lovely. I'll blow it all next week.
You get €2 next week.
Yeah, I'll blow it. Don't worry, I'll lose it.
Yeah, that it then, lads.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all for me.
Perfect. Yeah, cool. Thank
Lovely.
you for coming on again.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.